There's our pilot hull. What do you think?
You got a scoop.
I got a scoop.
And all that stuff off the
See,
top.
oh, that looks good.
We got 8.
8?
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right.
Rock and roll.
All right.
Let's do it.
Going out at night, finding our campsite.
Brad, man, let's do this. I'm ready.
Got a taut line hitch on here.
That's definitely nifty.
There's a damper. All right, camp's all set up. Here's the camp tour. Got my fishing gear, snowshoes, full-size axe, buck saw. Don't know if I'm going to need that. Shovel. Snow's pretty light. I might not need that as well. Maybe just to clean out the stove at the end. Plenty of firewood stacked. We brought firewood with us. We're at a site where there's not much access to firewood, and also we want to focus on fishing and not trying to find firewood out here, especially because you're only allowed dead and dry wood. Dead and down wood in the Adirondacks, so it definitely limits your supply in wintertime. So we did bring some firewood from in-state. And also the other thing I did is I finally just brought some metal poles to hold up the stovepipe, so I don't have to go out and find some sticks for that. Just pretty simple, speeds up the setup process. And then inside, got a sleep setup here. This is my sleep setup with a 0-degree bag and a bivvy there to just keep it dry and seal in a little extra heat. Tarp, like having a tarp underneath just to kind of cover everything up. And in the back, that's Mark's setup. Mark's joining me on this trip. I've never been on a camping trip with him. I've been fishing a lot local with him and hunting a little bit local with him, but not out camping. So this is exciting. He's got a lot of fishing and hunting experience, but not as much camping. So I'm kind of helping him get set up on this side of things. I've got a military sleep system for him, so hopefully that'll keep him warm tonight, and a couple sleeping pads. Since I've got a winter pad, but I don't have a second winter pad, so I wanted to just increase that R value, and so I've got a couple layers of winter pads. Well, not winter pads, of like, you know, my regular summer pads for him. I'll show you what that looks like. So I got this one, and then I got a wool blanket, and then the Z, the Thermarest accordion type, and then a little bit of the foil there, just if he's got a cold spot, he can tuck that underneath. So hopefully he'll stay warm. Temperatures tonight maybe 20 degrees, not unreasonable. Tomorrow night it's going to be a bit colder. It's going to drop to 0 on Sunday. But we'll probably be heading out before it drops quite to that temperature. Now I've just got a little bit of gear, trying to keep things neat and tucked away. I've been on a couple winter camping trips, so I'm slowly just taking more of just what I want, what I'm actually going to use, and trying to leave out the things that don't actually get used on the trips. So we've got some water jugs. I find that's a lot easier than trying to boil water in winter or bring some kind of a filter. Maybe a UV filter might be nice. That's something I might invest in, because then I could just grab some water, drill a hole in the ice and grab some water and use the UV filter. But as far as a pump filter, which I'm used to using, I'm not going to use that because that'll freeze up. And then boiling, I don't want to spend time doing that. And then the stove, I've got my Morris pot. I've got my cold handle pan. If you guys watch my videos, I'm sure you recognize those. And then I've got a metal Nalgene, that tucks in like that. And I've got one for Mark too. So, and I have them in a little wool cozy, so you can heat up the water and use that as like a hot Nalgene tonight, or just hopefully keep it in the cozy there, the wool cozy, and it won't freeze solid. So that's the setup. In the stove, I've got a few curls, and then I've got a whole bag here, some collected birch bark, and we'll get that going in a little bit. I think we'll wait till we're done messing about on the ice, and we'll cook up some food, and at the same time get the tent nice and hot, so that way when it's time to go to bed, it's warm, and that'll just make things that much easier. Satterfield knife. Go about 3-4 minutes on each side. These are Venison backstraps. I started in the pan with a little bit of bacon and butter, and just sprinkled some Montreal steak seasoning on top. We're getting our tip-up set up. Mark's out there setting up, drilling holes, and I'm going to get the coffee going. Just melt that cheese, a couple Texas Pete's, and some wraps. That's gonna be too much. Yeah. You want some Texas Pete's?
Yes, sir. I love it.
All right, first fish. Little perch.
Yeah.
One. Grab this one. That's what you caught. Little baby perch.
The jig master.
First rainbow smelt.
Awesome. New species. Let's get them in there so keep them alive.
We keep hooking into perch, looking for Lakers and Northerns. What do you guys do with this? Would you eat them? Let them go. I think I'm going to let them go. And countless small perch. Couple smelt. I've got my Wetterling's full-size forest axe on this trip. I like having a full-size axe when I'm winter camping. I tend to think it's just a little bit safer, so you can get a longer swing when you've got kind of unsafe conditions like snowy, slippery conditions. So thank you for watching Nature into Action. That's my channel. My name is David. I appreciate all of you subscribers, and if you're watching for the first time, please do subscribe. Always appreciate comments, I really do. Let me know what you like, what you dislike, what you would have done differently. It's nice to have the conversation with you guys who also enjoy coming out and doing trips just like this. Or those guys who are just trying to get motivated. If you're just trying to get out and you have questions, you can ask. I'd be happy to share whatever experience I have with you. Now, on this trip, I'm quite fortunate. If you watch my last video, I participated in the Get Out In It Challenge that CHAG set up on Instagram with some wonderful sponsors, and I just happened to win that challenge. That was the video where I was canoe camping with my buddy Ron up in the St. Regis Wilderness area, and we caught some brook trout, foraged some wild mushrooms, put that into a meal together, and just enjoyed the last few days of trout season up there as the leaves were changing. Fortunately, I won that contest, and I'm wearing one of the prizes. This is an Al's Anorak from Weatherwool. So if you haven't heard of Weatherwool, it's a great company where they make everything in the USA. And what Ralph, who owns Weatherwool, Ralph and Debbie, thank you. They're those who donated this item as part of the contest. What they try to do is make the very best. So we've all heard of Filson and Woolrich, and those are great items. But what Ralph is really trying to do is take it an even further step. So this is the Lynx medium weight Anorak, and it's just incredibly comfortable. The Lynx style can fit in in suburban urban areas just as well as it does out here in the forest in the wilderness areas. And it has some really neat features. There's cuffs here, so I can tighten up the cuffs. I can also, if the sleeves are long enough, I can fit my hands inside if I just want to warm up my hands. Of course, it's also got the kangaroo pocket up front. Nice big kangaroo pocket. And in that, there's elastic. So I've got my spikes, some bait that I can just slip into the elastic to hold in place. Or I could wrap some cordage around to keep things in place. Now underneath, there's a hidden pocket, a zippered pocket. So you could put specialty things in here. And on the sides, this is a terrific feature. It's got the venting flaps. So, if it's warm, you can leave them open. You can leave them open and you can still cinch the bottom just so it's not flapping around. So it's got that little cinch there that hooks onto the button inside. It's been pretty cold, so I've just been leaving them down for most of the time. Now, another feature that I really like is right up at the neck, there are two zippered pockets, and these are they're just perfect little pockets for specialty items. So you can put your keys in here. I've been putting my sounder for finding the bottom of the water as we've been ice fishing today in here, so I know where it is, so I can find it quickly, because that's one item that I always seem to be looking for. So it's just these are two just kind of like hidden little pockets that are really helpful and convenient. And what else? The hood has cinches as well, so you can wear that in different ways. You could have a ball cap, a regular hat, and that hood has some flexibility to work with whatever you're wearing on your head. And then what else? Is there anything else? Oh, there's the cinch straps here. Oh, buttons up here. There's also Yeah, buttons up here so you can button that up tight. So really, it means you don't really need a scarf as much because it's got real nice neck coverage. And just been enjoying it. I've really been enjoying wearing this. It's comfortable. Works in a range of temperatures. The temps this weekend are going to go from well, so far they've gone from about 30 degrees to 8 degrees last night, and it's going to get colder tonight. So I'll get to see how it works. I'll layer up a little more. I'll put some layers underneath. I chose the large, the medium weight large, so it gives me a little more space underneath to layer. And then this can be my top layer, and it does provide excellent water resistance. It's not waterproof. It will soak water, but because it's wool, that means that it retains a whole lot of warmth even when it is wet. So again, I appreciate Weatherwool. Thank you so much. That's my review. I don't often do reviews, but but I'm grateful, and wanted to share my thoughts on the Al's Anorak because I truly do like it so much and am impressed by it. I showed you the Anorak, but I didn't show you the mouton hat. I think that's how you say it. Mouton, sheep skin, sheep fur inside. Oh, incredibly warm. And it still breathes. It's maybe 30 now, but I've been wearing it all day, and I haven't really had to take it off. So it provides incredible heat, incredible comfort, and it's another Weatherwool item. Here you go. Let's zoom in on the Weatherwool. Right? Check them out. Sheath from Stitched Gear. And the knife from Satterfield, Satterfield Knives. Another prize from the Get Out In It Challenge. Pretty friggin' sweet. Peanut butter cup.
90% peanut butter, 10% chocolate.
Exactly.
Have them.
Chaga. Nothing rare about it. See it every time I'm up in the Adirondacks. Right next to campsites. I've got a split shot to mark 6 feet off bottom. Remove the sounder. And we'll get a smelt. Gotta find them. There's a smelt. All set up. Well, we've been catching 1,000 tiny perch, a few rainbow smelt that we've been putting on our tip-ups, but we haven't hit a laker yet, or northern yet, so we're still working. Although it's only about 11 a.m. Feels like it's been a long day already since we were up at dawn, but no big fish yet. Just a couple false flags, a couple perch flags.
Maybe it's a big perch. Ooh. Well, David's fighting back. Do or die moment. Shallowest one.
About 2:30. We've been fishing all day waiting for a big fish.
Feel it.
If it's a northern, you got to reach in there and give it the eyeball squeeze.
I'll do it. I'll grab it right by the lip and risk my fingers. This fish is very heavy. Extremely heavy. And it's, I've never had a fight like this before. We're getting close now. We're getting right up to the leader. Very, very close. Get this line stuck in the hole. Fish is very angry. Super light line. I believe there's only 8 or 10 on here right now. This is a battle for the ages in my eyes. We're here on Lake X. Camped out last night. Every time I get this fish close, he takes another blistering run. So Gina, when you see this video, as you can tell, do a pink tip up.
With the dog on it, right?
With the dogs on it. Check it out, Dave. It has the pug on it.
I don't want to get your address, but there's the... Oh, there's the doggy.
It's like, it's not like fighting with a pike. Could be the elusive fish that I'm looking for. Dude, that thing took almost 3/4 of my line. This thing's heavy. I'm like right to the leader right now, Dave. But I haven't seen it yet. I don't know what it is. Whatever, I saw its tail, it's massive. Oh, we did one of those head shakes. I never babied a fish so much in my life. Hopefully he's kind of tired now. I'm like afraid to touch this line. Oh my God. That is a massive northern, dude.
Northern.
Yeah.
Good.
That thing is huge. Definitely the biggest one I've ever had. It's like too close.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you see him? That is really big. Dave, can you take my jacket off? That is really big. Stripping down for this one, man. Crazy run. Jesus. Too far back. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at that.
On.
Oh. Oh my God. Wow, man. That's what we came here for, man.
That was some battle.
Yeah, it was, man. That was awesome.
It was 15 minutes at least.
Easily. Monster Northern Pike at Lake X, man.
Running a little upside down fire. Let the dry little stuff heat up and work down into the pile of wet. Venison backstrap. There's a venison kind of chili taco mix. It's white beans, it's onion, it's the taco seasoning, and a pound of venison ground meat. And then in there I've got some backstraps right on the coals. He's got all the line. Oh my God. He's got a lot of line. A whole spool.
Oh, he just popped it.
Oh, he felt it.
Yeah, he just popped it.
We couldn't see it in the dark. You positive?
Positive. It's like rock hard.
Here's my standard hot tent breakfast. Throw in whatever meats you have, some bacon, some sausage. Cook that up and then drop in about 6 eggs. Stir it around and then just let it cook. Plenty of grease in there so it's not going to attach to the pan. Sharp cheddar. Just flipped it. Came right out of the pan. I'm going to cook these above and below. Cinnabuns, I've got my frittata, and I'm going to head out on the ice and go ahead and do some more ice fishing today before we have to pack out, pull sled out.
Selfish.
There's an eagle. Wearing the ice cleats now for a little bit of traction. Had the snowshoes, but the snow just wasn't deep enough. Driving up 5 hours to get up here, I never know exactly what the conditions are going to be, so it's nice to have both. Here's a little trick for you guys. The points where you connect your poles, I tie them off together. That way I'm not going to lose one in the snow, and then I already have a built-in ridge line so I can hang things to dry. Adirondack tradition I like to keep up. Always leave a little bit of firewood. Something to get the next campers started. We're pulling sled out. That's the trip up in the Adirondacks, ice fishing, winter camping, hot tenting. Hope you guys, you liked watching. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe. Appreciate all the comments. Get out in it.